Hey there, kids. It's your old pal Ralph Garman here. Thanks so much for listening to Hollywood Babble-On and our caped commentaries. And if you are a Hollywood Babble-On fan and you would like to have access to the entire 10-year back catalog of Hollywood Babble-On episodes, as well as all the new ones commercial-free, well, there's one way that you can do that, and that's to become a 4-star general in the Garmy for The Ralph Report. The Ralph Report is my daily podcast, and if you sign up at the 4-star level, not only do you get a brand new show Monday through Friday featuring me and all the entertainment news and all the fun that we have, but you get access to 10 years worth of Hollywood Babble-On and all the new episodes commercial-free. That's me 5 days a week in your ears, plus 10 years worth of Hollywood Babble-On at your disposal. So why not join up today? Go to patreon.com/The Ralph Report. That's patreon.com/The Ralph Report. Sign up at the 4-star level. Get me every day, plus 10 years of Babble. What a deal!
It's time to babble the fuck on. It's Hollywood Babble-On with your hosts, Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman.
It's Tuesday night in Hollywood, so let's babble the fuck on, man. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Ralph Garman.
And we're back for more caped commentaries, ladies and gentlemen. These commentaries got the capes on them. Why, Ralph? Tell them why.
Because, Kevin, we are basically still children, and we still love the stuff we loved when we were kids. And for me...
Dude, fucking Alan Moore got under your skin last week.
Yeah.
Sounds like a real response to Alan Moore. You're like, look, I'm a kid, and I just want to be fucking comforted by shit.
My new buddy, Alan Moore, who sees the genius of the 1960s Batman TV series.
You see that? I thought of you when I read that. Alan Moore, you know, if you don't follow this stuff very closely, every time, I don't know why people ask him about comics ever. It's like, just ask him about anything else. Just don't bring up the C word with him. He gets like, you know, grumpy grandpa about it. However, guy responsible for some of the greatest comic book works on the planet is just like, superheroes were invented for 12-year-old boys in the 30s. Like, grow up already. And we're like, ooh, but we love superheroes. But he's a guy that's like, I haven't seen a superhero movie since 1989, since Batman, Tim Burton's Batman and stuff. And he's going, and, you know, I wrote Killing Joke and then disavowed it 3 months later. I thought it was ridiculously violent.
He feels personally responsible for
everyone going dark,
for the grittyization of superheroes. Yeah.
And so he said, he was like, you know, I've come around to thinking the best Batman there ever was Adam West.
Goddamn right, Alan Moore.
It's a very, like, if only Adam West had lived long enough to hear that.
I know. He wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, he would have been like, who's Alan?
Who's Alan Moore? Where's my check?
Did he play False Face?
Don't pick on False Face again.
A lot of False Face love in the fucking talkbacks.
Goddamn right.
On Twitter, a bunch of people being like, back off False Face. He's the best villain Batman's gone after thus far. They went for the False Face. Maybe you got to hear the guy. And we don't hear him because we can't.
I hear him here where it counts in my head.
Yeah, you've seen all these episodes. So you're like doing the dialogue like in your head. You've heard it all.
Yes. I've memorized it. It lives inside me. That's why I get to do this with you.
This is
what a joy.
10th, 11th Caped commentary.
There's somewhere in there, probably.
It is,
8th, 9th?
Well, yeah, maybe 9th, right? Because we're starting with episode 19 or something. So 10th. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not good at math. We don't want to bring math into this. Fuck.
I was told there'd be no math.
But there's, we may be pussies about math, but that's a nice segue into this episode about Catwoman.
Did you pull a muscle while you were reaching for that?
Yeah, it really hurt. There's a lot of shoe leather on that fucking joke, man.
Yeah.
I had to take a long trip to get there. All the tread on the tires are off getting to the punchline of that joke.
The reason we are here, as I mentioned earlier, is because we're still children and love what we loved when we were children, hence watching this show. However, This was the episode that propelled me into manhood, I'll have you know.
The fuck? So you stopped being a boy when you watched this?
I did.
Because she's so sexy?
The introduction of Julie Newmar as Catwoman, the very first Catwoman episode, when I saw her in that goddamn Lycra jumpsuit, I was like, there's something more than toys. Something else is going on.
How old were you?
Well, I saw it when I was young, but I distinctly remember when I was after repeated watchings, there was a demarcation of a viewing of this episode where I looked at it in a way I had never looked at it before.
You didn't touch yourself to the show.
No, not to this show. To the memory of Julie Newmar, to the thought of Julie Newmar, absolutely.
But not while
watching. I did not use it as actual porn, no.
Yeah, I guess she's, I don't know. I was too young to be like, ooh, she's sexy. But I was, like, oh, she's a girl. And Batman likes
And
girls.
how?
Yeah.
And how, mister?
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, the only girls we've had up till now is Aunt Harriet and fucking...
And a magician.
Whatever the fuck. Like...
Zelda.
Zelda. Jeez, I mean, finally, they're like, by the way, they do have...
There is sex in Gotham City.
Gotham City as well.
There is some attractive female pulchritude here.
Where is... Well, you know what? We should just dive into it. But before we do, since we are Hollywood Babble-On, and since this is the Caped Commentaries, a little bit of Batman news. I literally just read some gossip online.
Ooh.
Don't know if it's true, that Rob Pattinson, Matt Reeves, the director of the Batman,
yes,
was surprised at how not muscly Rob Pattinson was when he showed up to shoot the movie.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. This is a fucking dopey thing I read online, so I don't know.
This is hearsay at best.
Hearsay at best. But it does kind of track with, like, remember right before they started making the movie, Rob Pattinson was like, yeah, I ain't working out. They want me to, but I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
I got a costume.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently he showed up and they were like, bro,
there's costumes.
you're half the size of the body double.
Then there's costumes.
Yeah, like the guy on the motorcycle we've been shooting for the last month, way bigger, bro.
We don't have that many costumes.
What do you think the possible validity of that could be? Sounds plausible. Right?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think every actor is necessarily Hugh Jackman and just decides I'm going to spend
Or Chris fucking
Hemsworth
or the other, or any of the
or
Chris's.
Bale.
As a
Yeah,
matter
right,
of
that's
fact,
true.
They all fucking
Pine, all the Chris's lift.
they feel zero compunction about, like, let's build that muscle, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's what separates, like, me from them. Other than, like, I can't act either, but, like, if they were like, oh, you'll get the job, but first you got to fucking put on some muscles, I'd be like, that ain't worth it.
Oh, you're insane. I dream of that. That is my wettest dream of show business.
That you'll get Kumail.
That they come to me.
They hire you and they're like, we'll chisel you into off.
Well, he did it on his own. That was his choice. They didn't force him. He said, if I do this, I want to do this. And they were like, okay, we didn't see that coming, but you can if you want. They didn't force him to do it. He took that upon himself.
To just get chiseled?
Yeah, because he needed it for the role. He wanted to be that for the role. It was his interpretation. But it wasn't contingent on him getting the gig. But my dream is someone says to me, we're going to give you a lot of money and you get to play a comic book guy, but here's a personal chef and here's your trainer and here's your thing. And you just got to show up at this place every day at this time and do the work. If I had nothing else to do with my life but go to the gym and get ripped and have someone cook all my meals and make me eat right, that would be goddamn heaven.
What you missed, what Ralph buried so expertly in the story, is when the guy says, here's your thing, meaning here's my thing, put it in your mouth, because that's the only way I'm going to give you all these perks that you fucking want. Who the fuck do you think you are? Suck it or get out of my office right now. Or they'd be like, sir, this is a Dunkin' Donuts.
I want to be Dunkin' Man. No.
I want a personal chef and I want to work out. And sir, there's somebody right behind you who wants a crawler and a double-double.
That would be so sweet.
That is my nightmare. Where they're like, oh, you got the job, but it's contingent on you getting in shape. I'm like, oh, man.
No. If I was like Josh Brolin and they just said, you could be Cable or Sable or whatever the fuck his name was from Deadpool.
Cable.
Yeah. But you gotta look the part. And he said it was hard because guys in our 50s, that's not as easy to do as it is for these young pups coming up. But I would love that because I wouldn't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to worry about your day job or do anything else. You can just
worry about being able to pull off the performance, dude.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're looking at your script and stuff too, but you just get to totally immerse yourself and be focused on that goal. That would be so much fun.
Easy to pull off. Yeah. I mean, how much are we talking about here? What's a personal chef cost? What's a trainer cost?
More than I have? That's the total. I've done the math, and it turns out it's more than I have.
All I'm saying is
it's not even the money; it's the time.
We have a pretty popular podcast.
Yes.
If we did this like Indiegogo or Kickstarter campaign,
get Ralph into shape. To what goal?
Don't sell it like that.
To what goal, Kevin?
There
has to be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Help get Ralph a Marvel-Us body.
Oh, my God.
So that they cast you in one of these Marvel pictures. Who wouldn't back that campaign? Like, think about it. If we're talking about, let's see, it's a real number we can roll here. Let's say we can get 20,000 backers.
Mm-hmm.
20,000 at $20 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say $10 a pop.
Okay.
What does that get you to?
$200,000. Yes. I can do that much math.
We need each one to give more than $10.
Yes, we do.
Each one to give $100.
Oh my God.
To get to how much at that point? $2 million.
Yes.
All right. So you don't even need that much.
No.
All right. So then we need each person to give $50. I think we can get 20,000 people to give $50 to fucking turn you into like a
superhero
god cut from wood. Yeah, man, to give you that Kumail body.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it would cost that much.
Oh, really? So
yeah,
we got the price down. So
I think so. Yeah.
So if we go to 500,000, that allows you to take your time off to just work on your body.
Oh no, that wouldn't. No, I forgot that. I have to go on vacation for a year. Well,
yeah. Part of the thing. How long? A year? What's this all about? You only get like 3 months.
3 months? Is that what I got?
That's 6. We'll give you 6.
All right. I could do it in 6 months
for 500K.
Yeah.
So now we're down asking the audience of 2,000 for $25 a head.
2,000. It was 20,000 a minute ago.
20,000. My bad. We need 20,000 people to give us $25 a head.
Yeah.
To turn you into a fucking Marvel, fucking Captain, like Chris Evans body.
Right.
Which is what you want.
Yes.
For some odd reason.
Yes. Who wouldn't want that?
I don't know. Who needs it? Like, does Chris Evans seem very happy to you?
Spoken as a married man. Spoken as a true married man. Who needs it?
Also, by the way, seems like the happiest guy in the world. You see his Instagram story where he flipped into the pool like every high school fucking kid you ever knew who was way cooler than you.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll never be able to do that.
Yeah.
And he did a little shake before he dove in and his fucking dick was jiggling and shit.
His tats all on display.
Yeah, man. Fuck, dude. Like, one of those pics that it's a thirsty pic, isn't it? Made someone thirsty.
Made me thirsty.
Yeah, fuck. I was like, give me what he's drinking. Apparently it works. They're like, no, hard work works.
Yeah.
And you're not even willing to do that with a fantasy Marvel role.
There's no magic bullet.
I think we can pull this off. 20,000 people, $25 a pop.
But then my show goes dark for 3 months.
Hey.
And then when I come back, everybody's gone.
You're Joe Piscopo funny. Yeah, super muscly, and people are like, we don't know what
I'm Carrot Top.
Hey, we all want to be Carrot Top. You got your own fucking show every night at the Luxor.
Yeah.
They're paying you what? Got to be $10 million a year to do you. Fucking, I put fucking Carrot Top, like when people are like, Tyler Perry, I'm like, number one, he's a billionaire. Number two, he's got his own studio and shit. Number three, he built his own thing with a bunch of people, his own audience. He didn't bother your audience or my audience.
That's true.
To build his thing. Same thing with
Carrot
Top. Never once did he steal one of our audience members.
That's true. There's no Venn diagram between Kevin Smith fans and Carrot Top fans.
Maybe as far as I know.
Yeah.
But like whatever he's doing it right and stuff. So I think we could pull this off. I think we could fucking, again though, once you have this, then what? Then
I just walk around in a
what if you
Speedo for the rest of
it. What if you're
my
just in incredible shape, but you still don't get cast? Is it all for naught?
Well, no, because then look at me.
You look at you.
You'll
have to look at yourself.
Look
every
how
day in the
good I
mirror and be
look.
Like, what happened to me?
I'll
The man I was.
I'll say, look how good I look.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Beauty
say,
being in the eye of the beholder.
ladies. And if I don't get the part, I'll get somebody's part. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
I mean, but what if not? What if they're just like,
Yeah, you know how women hate those guys who are all ripped and in great shape. You're right, Kevin. What was I thinking? I've ruined my chances with the ladies.
but what if in all that working out, like you fucking like get juiced up and shit, you start like going for it where you're like, inject me with horse semen and shit. And like, you know,
Why does it have to go dark? Why does it have to go dark? Why can't I just
a podcast? You start fighting me on the podcast and shit. We're like, no, Adam West is the best Batman. And I'm like, hey, I didn't say.
Why do I have to be on roids?
Because that's what happens.
It's not what happens.
Fucking hardcore.
There's natural ways to do it.
Is there?
Yes.
Horse semen's natural. Comes right out naturally out of fucking horse's balls, from the way I understand it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ralph. Speaking of things jettisoning from balls.
From my balls.
Ralph's awakening, sexual awakening.
She was my first sexual feeling. Yes, for sure.
Let's see if we could join Ralph on this journey of self-discovery.
Julie Newmar, quick story. They called her up at her apartment in New York.
When we begin it.
No, because there's going to be a show to talk about.
You know there's shit right at the top.
I'm talking about her. No, we go right into it here.
They introduce her in the first scene?
No, it's beautiful because they tease you the entire opening number.
They do that for every fucking show.
Wait till you see how they do this. It's really clever.
15-minute mark of the first episode.
Yeah, but this is really clever how they introduce her.
All right, so give me your Julie Newmar.
She's in New York. She's already well established as a dancer, model, actress. She's a stunner. She's been in Lil Abner and on Broadway and all these things. And so they call her at her place in New York. And she is on the phone and she goes, yes, we would like you, Julie, to play Catwoman on the TV series Batman. And Julie is not a person who watches television. She has no idea what they're talking about. So she's on the phone on the other end. She's saying, Batman, what's that? And her kid brother and his college friends are staying at her apartment that same weekend by sheer coincidence. And they leap off the couch and start screaming, you have to do it. You have to do it. Because by this point, Batman had become such a thing and they loved the show so much. They were dying for her to be part of this. And so that's why she accepted, was for her brother, not because she wanted the role or even knew what she was getting into.
Now, mind you, this is episode 19.
Yes.
So how many weeks had the show been on?
This aired in March of 66 and it debuted January 12th, 1966. So it had been on the air for a couple of months already.
So they had no plan for Catwoman up until that moment. So much so that like her brother could be like, oh, I've been watching this show. It's good.
She was cast about a month into the airings.
Wow.
But you know how television works.
Yeah, but you'd imagine with something like this, they're like, look, the biggest female character we'll ever have on the show is...
They didn't know it. It was a TV show.
The opposite of a bat is a cat. And somebody's like, no, it ain't.
They thought it was...
Like, well, the opposite of a bat is a clown. Like, that really isn't it. Can't anybody give this guy a villain that's equal to what he would face in nature? And it took Scott Snyder years to be like, oh, owls fight bats.
Oh, yeah.
So how about we do Court of Owls and here's Talon. These Batman 66 people were all on acid.
Look, Catwoman existed in the comics since the 1940s, well before they ever got their hands on her.
So she was one of the characters that these writers were like, oh, there you go. They got a girl in here.
Yes.
Catwoman. Mm-hmm.
And she had fallen out of favor. She hadn't appeared in the comics for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
And
like the Riddler, she was one that was sort of left into the dustbin of history.
Boy, that shit changed.
Yeah, they dusted her off and brought her back to life.
And then she superseded them all.
Yeah.
Unbelievable that they go with, what was the fucking lady magician's name?
Zelda.
Before they do Catwoman.
Well, again, Zelda was from the comics. They were just using a handful of comics as the early stepping stones for scripts on this thing.
Catwoman, they like her so much they bring her back in the first season, right?
Yes, they do. Yeah. Well, the reaction was immediate. The audience adored her.
Because of the suit?
Yeah, that didn't hurt. And the performance, yeah. Hey guys, it's Ralph here. Thanks so much for listening to the show. Let me talk to you a minute about your hair. Now, as guys, a lot of our identity is wrapped up in our hair. We love to get that fresh cut. We love to style it before we go out, back when we used to be able to go out. So that's why we get into a bit of a panic when we get into our 20s and 30s and start noticing those first signs of hair loss. Did you know 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? And the best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it while you still have your hair left. Let's face it, no guy wants to go bald. And it definitely feels like a panic sets in once you start to see those early signs of hair loss. Well, thankfully, now there's Keeps. Keeps is the simple and easy way to keep your hair. You know, you used to have to go to a doctor's office to get a hair loss prescription, but now thanks to Keeps, you can visit a doctor online and get hair loss medication delivered right to your door. They make it easy, and they deliver your medication every 3 months so you can say goodbye to the pharmacy checkout lines and the weird doctor visits. And Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there. You may have tried these before, but you've never tried them at this price. I promise you. Now, the key to keeping your hair is prevention. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save. Keeps treatments usually take about 4 to 6 months to see results, so it's important to act fast. So you ready to take some action to prevent your hair loss? Go to keeps.com/babble to receive your first month of treatment for free. Keeps.com/babble. That's KEEPS.com/babble. If you're seeing those early signs of hair loss, the time to act is now. So get on it. Try that first month for free at Keeps.com/babble.
All right, kids, line it up. It's episode 19, entitled The Perfect Crime.
See what they did there? Kevin.
So good. It'll be followed by Better Luck Next Time, as we know these titles rhyme. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, pressing play. I hope
you got your audio down,
and I hope I've turned the
closed captioning up.
On.
The speaky things?
Yeah, I forgot what you call it.
You're in show business.
Batman in color. All right, here we go. Opening frame.
Museum.
Fade up. Museum.
It's midnight, Kevin.
Oh, rarely do they actually start an episode of this show at night. It is actually mostly during the day.
And that's why this is so cool. And there's the lone watchman, but there's a cat in the room.
And what's he protecting? Oh, he's protecting that cat.
That golden cat statue. Cat o' nine tails, cat.
And the whip came into play right away.
Yes.
Look at this. You're right. They do tease her out.
Look at that.
Oh, I do have vague memories of this.
Yes. The diamond-tipped claw of Catwoman carving a circle into the bulletproof, unbreakable glass on top of that display case.
Fucking circle.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. And it was, do you think it really cut?
I don't think so, no.
Kept the shape and everything. It's crazy.
See? How exciting was that?
It was very well done.
Nice
if I'm
tease.
a kid at home, I'm like, hey.
Who's that lady with the claws and everything? Who's that lady?
There she is.
There's Bonnie.
Who's that?
Commissioner Gordon's secretary.
How often?
This may be the only episode where we ever see Bonnie. Usually she's on the other end of the intercom.
Is that right?
Oh, Bonnie, please send that person in, Bonnie. He's always talking to Bonnie.
I don't remember this character at all, and I'm shocked that...
How adorable.
Bonnie, too stupid to realize there's a living thing inside that box?
She kept shaking it in the outer office.
This fucking cat is covered in vomit and its own feces. Commissioner, and they're like, you know what? Don't let her on the set ever again. They're like, well, don't write that in the script. They're like, we didn't.
She improvised that.
She just improvised shaking a cat around in a box. We said, just right before you go put the lid on, walk on set and they'll open it.
But Bonnie, this is what Bonnie would do, in my opinion. I think Bonnie would be really curious, so she would just shake it really vigorously.
Look, Bonnie is so obsequious in her office life, her life for Commissioner Gordon, that she has to hurt small things. They're like, I think this says a lot more about the actress.
Ooh, three-dimensional chess.
He's always playing it because he's fucking Bruce Wayne. Who's that lady?
Oh, I'm sorry, four-dimensional chess?
Yeah, fucking three-dimensional. What are you, crazy? That's for
They're traveling through time as well.
DC character, 4 dimensions. Look at Boy Wonder in a red sweater.
Yeah.
Harkening back to... the color that he actually wore as a Flying Grayson.
I informed Kevin that Dick always wore bright pastel colors in real life while we were working on Batman 66 Meets the Green Hornet. I mentioned to him that he's always in some sort of velour, bright colored shirt, usually yellow, green, or red, because it kind of is an allusion to his costume.
But I mean, fucking Aunt Harriet, the tall man. He's goddamn, he's a good looking man. Right?
Yeah.
Put your shoulder down.
Adam owned that blazer for his entire of his life. It was one of the things he kept from the set. Bruce Wayne's blazer.
He liked it that much.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Boy, oh boy, the opening of that show just made every kid in the world who ever watched it want fireman poles in their house.
Oh, for sure.
Batman comics didn't have that, did it?
No. There was a staircase behind the grandfather's
Which
closet.
it still is to this day.
How they entered the Batcave.
So, created for the show.
Yes.
Any philosophy behind it? Just like, this will look fun for
We
kids.
mentioned this in an earlier episode, but it bears repeating. Lorenzo Semple Jr., who created the pilot and wrote the Bible for the series, was enthralled by the fact that Hugh Hefner in his Chicago mansion had a fireman's pole that went from the upper floor down to the playroom, and that's how you could get down really quickly. And he thought that was hilarious. So he thought, well, Bruce Wayne's a millionaire playboy just like Hugh Hefner, so let's give him a pole that goes down into the Batcave.
I mean, so crazy it was that simple, and yet changed pop culture forever.
Yeah. People still talk about bat poles, even they haven't, though, existed in 50 years.
And we make easy go-to joke. You know, you got a back pocket fucking Batman sex joke anytime you want.
Indeed.
Pull out bat pole and stuff. Lee Orgel.
Yeah. Stanley Ralph Ross. This is the first episode he wrote. He would write many more, and especially in the third season. He was the one who took it really in a jokey direction to many fans' chagrin. But then later went on to create the Wonder Woman series also
get
with
outta
Linda
here,
Carter.
really?
Yes, he wrote that as
He
well.
was the guy who was like, let's have her spin around in place real fast.
Yeah.
That's kind of special. It's an effect. Maybe not so special. But more special effect than this show really had.
Yeah, well, technology changed over a decade.
The only time these cats ever showed their fucking tech gear was like so far was during the Mr. Freeze episode.
Yes.
Where they had to walk across the room and shit.
This one's pretty good for special effects and stuff.
Who's this clown?
That's Mark Andrews. He's the owner of that golden cat, Kevin, that was on loan to the museum on display. And it was stolen, and now he's like, get my goddamn cat back? He's got two of them, Kevin, and he never lets them be displayed at the same time in the same place because they're very, very valuable.
It's crazy how everyone in the show is ancient and old. There's so many white hairs in this show.
Imagine old white men ruling the world. Who could have seen that coming? Oh, wait a minute. Nothing's changed.
There's a pretty diverse shot right there. And another one to back it up. Costumes sure have come a long way, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't see Batman. Well, maybe you would. In the Batman trailer, you show him walking around in a room full of cops and stuff.
Having a chat.
They did that in the comics.
All the time.
And they certainly did in this show for fucking ever. Now, with Catwoman, has she been in their lives before?
Yes, they're well aware of her.
Really?
Yes.
Did
Very few episodes where it introduced
someone for the first time.
Occasionally, there's a new threat to Gotham City, but usually it's someone they've dealt with before. I think the Archer was new. I think
kind of a cop out, man, and I don't mean that as a
you got to spend a lot of time with exposition. Then, if you're introducing a new villain, if they already have a handle on it, they can just get right into the story.
Yeah, but still,
They only have 26 minutes.
They kind of, I guess, they didn't understand the value of like, how about a secret origin? You know,
they didn't even do it for Batman, let alone the villains. They just didn't care.
Wholesale fur retail.
Yes. How does that work, Kevin?
Now, gato is Spanish.
Keep going.
For cat.
Uh-huh.
And
shot
is what we did on the bed.
No.
I always loved her henchman's hats, bro.
Leo and Felix.
Felix the cat.
Felix and Leo the lion.
Leo the lion. Their hats are fantastic.
There's her whip.
Look at that silhouette. What a striking shape. What a great way to introduce her.
She walks into the light.
And is she carrying a cat?
She is.
Oh, and she put it down. And she had the whip. Boy,
there she is in all her glory. Come on.
Yeah, she is pretty stunning. What a great outfit, man.
That is really Jock Mahoney, by the way, and Ralph Manza next to him as the two villains, as the two henchmen.
Now, how old do you think Ms. Newmar is here? You said she had a little brother. So
She's 30, early 30s.
what's that line through both of her eyebrows?
They're like whiskers that kind of go up.
Just a choice?
She is
God damn, she is very attractive.
stunning.
You're right. I forgot. I honestly haven't seen a Catwoman episode. I've seen some figures and stuff in the comics, obviously, but like I haven't seen a Catwoman episode in a long time, probably 25, maybe 30 years.
Wow.
And boy, is she hypnotic.
She is. And as tall as Adam. She was 6 feet tall.
Statuesque. Boy, it just really, well, so is he. Look at this fucking tall guy.
Yeah, that's Jock Mahoney, former stuntman, former movie Tarzan. At this time, in 66, he was married to a woman named Margaret Field and was stepfather to Margaret's daughter, who also wanted to be an actress, a young girl named Sally.
Get out of here.
That's Sally Field's stepfather right there.
Man, you're fucking good at this.
The Lost Treasure of Captain Manx.
She has met Batman before.
Yes,
She has a fondness for him already.
she does. She thinks...
See, we didn't even get to see the origin of that.
Well, she alludes to it once they go face to face.
Where is Tall Man? Where is Tall Man?
Stop it.
I mean, look, you said he's 6 foot, so how tall is fucking
Adam's like 6'2", I think,
So
at this point in his life. Of course, he got a little smaller as he got older. We all do. So Alan Napier, I believe, is 6'6".
Alan Napier did not get smaller as he got older. Either that or he was 7 fucking foot. Look at this. You never see this. What's this about?
They're charging the Batmobile's atomic turbines.
Wow, man.
What do you think the atomic bat pile is for? That big atomic generator they keep
getting
inside?
rid of female bodies?
No, it's for fueling the atomic powered Batmobile.
So they don't ever have to stop for gas.
No, it doesn't run on gas, Kevin. It runs on atomic energy.
I mean,
Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed.
look how close they are to those.
There's a lot of radiation leaking out of
Yeah,
that.
I mean, they're literally.
I'm pretty sure Robin died of cancer a couple of years after this
The whole
episode.
fucking cave is irradiated. Look at how close they are. He got knee cancer like the next day. Oh man, fuck.
I always loved how Adam would put surgical gloves on top of his Batman gloves when he was working on an experiment. That always slayed me.
Boy, oh boy, Alfred would be handy to get the shit off the high shelf, man.
You get over
Look
his
at-
height.
Why didn't they ever do a basketball episode? Because fuck, this guy is head and shoulders above. I mean, look at like Burt Ward is almost the right height. I'm sure I've said it before, but like he could really do. He don't even have to bend to do any nipple work on that.
Oh, stop it.
It's crazy.
So here's the plan. Batman has created a radioactive solution that he is going to spray onto the remaining golden cat from Mark Andrews.
Oh, that's not a public health hazard.
And then when Catwoman steals it, they'll be
She'll
able...
get cancer.
No, they'll be able...
Boy, he's got a long con.
It was the 60s. Radiation was a lot more friendly back in the day. They didn't quite know the dangers.
Worked well for good people. If you were a good guy,
That's
it worked
right.
for you.
And then they can trace her with the radioactive spray after she steals it, so she can't get away. It's actually very clever.
Look at all those hats, dude.
A lot of hats.
And again, it was something that never occurred to me, but until you said it, this was shot in the 60s, but styled in the 50s.
Yeah.
Like, all the stock footage is 1950s. All those fuckers standing there, they're more 50s than 60s. Now she's 60s.
Well, you have to remember
Finger on the pulse.
that
or
no-
should I say claw on
no
the pulse.
decade becomes what we envision it automatically. The early 60s looked pretty much like the late 50s, and then 66, around this time, into 67, that's when you get the Summer of Love and the hippie movement and everything, and it was by the later 60s that it looked like the 60s that we'd think of from pictures and stuff like that.
It's crazy how little time they fucking spend hero and villain together. Like
They usually save
she's
in
got
the
a
first
bunch of fucking
episode.
scenes
They
like
save
with
it up
these cats.
for the Doom's Trap, and then
Did you ever come across one of those hats in the collector's market?
no, but I've got her belt.
The real one?
Yeah, I've got one of the real ones.
Are you sure?
There were a ton of them, but I've got a gold lame fish scale belt that was from a Catwoman episode.
The fuck?
No, I don't.
Was it
I got it.
expensive?
It was not as expensive as you might think.
Who's got the cat?
That I have no idea. There's so many props
You're
that,
like,
that
what, the one she
misappeared.
carried? That fucker's dead. They don't really have 9 lives, bro. That cat died.
Look at the lighting on this.
What? Good?
Yeah. I mean, dramatic overhead. You get the shadows on Batman's face.
It's lit.
No, but I always remember these because this is the episode that they used for the Viewmaster.
Yes, it is. You're absolutely right.
And I remember that dramatic lighting being frozen in time in my mind because I would look through that Viewmaster and see those severe shadows and stuff. I always thought it was so cool.
Okay, now I had the same exact Viewmasters, reels, and I became a director. How come none of that shit ever occurred to me?
Never stuck, did it?
Is that her?
Yes.
Hiding in the sarcophagus?
Yep. And she sicks the cat on Robin. Spoilers.
That forearm looked a little too thick to be Julie Newmar. I'm sure it was some stagehand.
How dare you?
There.
How dare you?
I'm going to throw my cat at you, Robin.
The Bat communicators, I love these so much.
Too rare that this comes out.
Yeah.
Probably because you had to pull up an antenna, and by the time you need it, look, his came out of nowhere, man. It's like he had it in his hand. Oh, man. That is a great outfit. We stole that design for Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cross between that and the, whatchamacallit.
Here they go, face to face, first time. You feline devil. What have you done with Robin? See, any way to greet an old friend? See, they know each other.
So, but they haven't kissed yet.
No.
But she is into him.
Oh, she digs him the most.
Why? Because he's so square?
Because he's dreamy and he's powerful.
And yet she'll have her, if she likes him so much, why does she have her fucking dudes? That is not Adam West.
Because the criminal mind, Kevin, doesn't work in logical ways. She's compelled.
I did, as a kid, always want, like, her to go. That's not Adam West.
It was Adam West.
That was?
That just was Adam West, yes. That isn't here.
I always really wanted her to go straight for him.
That's not Adam West.
No.
That's Hubie Kearns.
What the fuck? I'm an old chum. I remember Matt Wagner told me when he did his Batman versus Grendel story for DC Comics. It was, bookshelf edition or like,
right.
Fucking real fancy. It was, he had, at the end of the story, Batman and Robin were in the Batcave and he was putting the skull of Hunter Rose into like a trophy case or whatever the fuck. And, Robin was like, well, we'll never know where that guy, did we ever find out where he came from? And then, he had Batman say, well, old chum, we're not quite sure or something like that. But he used the term old chum and DC editorial kicked it back and said no.
Oh, man.
And he was like, are you kidding me? He's like, that comes from Batman. And they're like, that's from the TV show.
It's not our Batman.
Yes.
Our Batman's sad.
And yet
He's
now,
always unhappy.
cut to comics god Alan Moore being like, I believe Adam West is
That's
best
the best
Batman.
one.
Boy, the Dutch tilt shots really favored her.
Mm-hmm.
They framed her nicely. And look at those bright eyes, man.
Yeah. Those
Like,
lips.
Just ready to act and stuff. And again, like you get the job and then they're, like, all right, so I guess I'm in every scene with Batman. And they're like, no, you're going to be with these 60-year-old men. One was Tarzan once. You're like, I fucking hate my little brother. I could have been doing a little
She gets juicy.
I could have been doing the Shmoo, the musical.
She gets juicy Adam time soon enough. Look at that.
The juicy Adam time.
If you put the cats back to back, Kevin.
What happens?
Right?
What?
She's getting some tracing paper.
It's very clever, this feline.
Well, it turns out the markings on the back of those cats, when you put them together, it's actually a treasure map to the treasure of Captain Manx.
Well, it's a good thing they fucking cut away. So
well, they didn't just. I'm giving you a little head start on the actual plot.
Very rarely do you see the Batmobile at night.
Love it.
Love
those lights.
Putting the siren on though, because they want to come in quiet.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, they're being as quiet as
Robin has to figure out what you've already figured out, Kevin. You're smarter than the boy wonder.
Well, Robin has to figure out, like, if his fucking copay is covering his knee cancer. 'Cause it hurts. It's really starting to hurt.
I think they're going to use the bat beam here.
There's a radiation burn.
You don't want to miss the
More
bat beam.
atomic bullshit?
Bat beam. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, this didn't happen enough on the show for me as a kid. Went awfully high, the bat beam.
Well, it has to. Take your head off.
Take your head off. Hey, special effects.
Special effects.
Look at that shit, man. Wonder Woman. They, honestly, they could have cut to the wide shot, let that antenna come back down, and I would have watched it. I would have been just as captivated as a kid. It's very rare that Batman just ever walks in a door these days.
No. It's all about windows and rooftops.
Kicks through a fucking door.
Right.
Punches through a fucking wall or bursts through it with a fucking car. Did you see that they're doing a kids cartoon based on the Batmobile?
Bat wheels.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's like the entire Bat family of vehicles have personalities. And
Yeah.
friends.
They're all going to hang out and fight crime together.
Fucking trap door, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the spikes in the wall.
Funny, when they go down, Robin was on the left and Batman was on the right, and when they come out the bottom, they flipped
They
positions.
tumbled like lovers.
Yes.
Continuity wasn't high on
Speed. There is more about speed.
Let's go. Let's
get the
move
shot
on.
done.
I think they were on the other side.
Doesn't matter. Print it.
It's a kid show. Who gives
Check
a
the
shit?
gate.
This,
Legendary scene.
It beats Star Wars.
Yes.
They do the fucking wall, the compacting walls before Star Wars. Now,
And they would sell the shit out of this scene in like almost every commercial they would show for the reruns and everything. So this image is razor sharp in my head.
yeah, I agree. And like you said, too, also the Viewmasters
Yes.
really sold this part of the story because, they don't want to show you her sitting around talking to her middle-aged or older henchmen. They wanted to show you adventure and stuff. Now, is she really going to kill them?
That's her plan.
But I thought she liked them.
Yeah. Well, watch what happens.
What do you mean?
You'll see.
So Batman doesn't stop it from happening?
No. She could have killed him if she wanted to.
Look at this. Oh, man. I'll give you some pointers. I remember as a kid being terrified.
It was terrifying to
Where
me
it
too.
was just like, but I mean, what will happen? Because there's nowhere to go.
You can't get out.
But I remember as a kid also being like, well, run at the camera.
Makes Robin get on the floor so he can sacrifice himself.
Look at this shit. Yeah.
Strength of 10 men.
And look at these fucking cucks watching his death and glorifying in it and stuff. Oh, whoa.
Wait a minute.
What the-
Rubber tips. They aren't really spikes, Kevin.
What's going on?
There was no danger. It was all an elaborate practical joke just to scare them. The old cat and mouse game, Kevin.
Are you shitting me?
She's toying with them.
I in my childhood memory, I didn't remember those were rubber spikes.
Toying with them.
Whoever's pulling the left wall is doing much better than the fucker pulling the.
No one's pulling them. There's mechanical devices put behind them. This is actually an actual toy from the 1960s that they just dummied up and used as a prop, which
And
always
is it
made
meant
me
to be a
laugh.
bomb?
Yes.
So, does she want to kill him with this?
We'll see. Or is she still toying with them?
Boy, man. Oh, check this guy out.
I've been looking on eBay for one of these so I can paint it up and make it look like the old.
It looks like a magic
Okay.
8 ball that they just kind of paint.
No, it was like a bomb toy of the 60s. It was a bomb toy that you were supposed to toss back and forth. And then when it went off, you were the loser if you were holding it. It was like hot potato, basically. And a little flag would pop out like that.
Are you shitting me?
That's the toy. Yeah.
And they just wrote it into the show.
Yes.
This is before like you had to get rights from a company.
They would go down to the supermarket and buy a toy and paint it and put it in the show.
I mean, because nowadays these fuckers would be like, we're suing. Like, you didn't pay us. You're going to have to fuck
No,
us
these
out.
days they'd have to pay you to put it in the show so they could get product placement.
Very true, man, 'cause the show was so hot.
Yeah.
Where is Tall Man? Where is Tall Man? This guy wants to play the butler next season when the old man kicks. Now I remember this.
Pneumatic tube.
Yes. Fuck, man. That too was terrifying as a kid.
Yes.
He got sucked up. Another thing they kind of stole in Star Wars, man, when the Jawas sucked up fucking
yeah.
R2-D2 with that little tube.
Yeah.
George Lucas might have been a Bat fan.
Ripping off some Batman.
Why is she doing all this, Ralph?
Because she's evil, Kevin.
Is she, or is she just like socially maladjusted? Does she have a name in the show?
No, they never talk about her true
No
name.
Selena Kyle
Nope.
reference.
Mm-mm.
Always Catwoman.
Yes.
Does she ever unmask him?
No.
Ever?
No.
Does she I remember she kisses him.
Almost.
They don't really kiss?
No, they come very close.
I guess in my childhood fucking dreams, I just made
They get
them.
very close, and then Robin interrupts them.
Really?
Yes. Makes Catwoman very unhappy.
I
love this, too. Behind one door, he can save Robin. Behind the other door is a man-eating tiger.
It's Lady of the Tiger or Robin of the Tiger.
Exactly.
Man,
The lady or the tiger?
Like, give it up. She's the most twisted fucker.
How many great death traps are they're
In
burning
one
through
episode. They're
in one
burning
episode?
them. Yeah, truly, man. They're like, you know what? Kids love the death traps.
Right.
So, holy fuck. I remember this from the Viewmaster as well.
Bad choice.
And this was the end of the episode.
Yeah,
fucking
Batman
facing
fighting a
down
tiger. And by the way, this being the 60s and all, this poor stuntman who's got to actually go toe-to-toe with a tiger could not have been fun.
Are you shitting me?
I'm
Like,
sure the
yeah,
tiger was doped up, but well, you'll see in the next episode.
They actually have
There's a guy dancing with a tiger.
contact?
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh.
Same cat time, same cat channel, Kevin.
So the first time they got to do the switch.
A little play on words there.
I got to tell you, man, like, I'm not sure. Her only crime was stealing a statue.
2,
She stole 2 statues.
yes.
I mean, they might have wanted to just fucking leave her alone, because then she was like, now I'm going to toy with your mind and your life, and I'm going to fucking scare you to death, and then it's not going to be real.
Mm.
And then I'm going to steal your boy. And then I'm going to fucking make you
Feed you to a tiger.
a tiger. Like,
So your position, Kevin, would be just let them have their crime in Gotham City. Let the criminals get away with their crimes and don't pursue them and don't try to stop them. That's the kind of Batman you would decide to be at this
not
point.
when they're as tenacious and cruel as this one.
Oh, only go after the really easy bad
yes, the
guys.
false faces, the fucking Riddlers, but she's like going after the mob, man, or going after like fucking like, you know, who did he fight in Scarface when they threw the dude out the helicopter and shit? The Colombians. She's like going to war with the fucking Colombians in Scarface, in as much as she ain't playing around. Gotta tell you,
Hell hath no fury.
I'm sorry. Who was the first female Batman fought in the show? The Magic Minerva?
Zelda the Magnificent.
I mean, she had her own fucked up angle in as much as she was like, look at me dangle this old woman over flames.
Pretty cruel.
But fucking Catwoman did her like, she was like, hold my beer, and did 3 death traps in one episode. Pretty damn impressive premiere. Great way to debut, man. You could tell she's going to be one of the great heels in this ongoing wrestling match. Isn't that right, Ralph?
I think you're right, Kevin. Yes.
Sequel time, kids. Episode 20 is called Better Luck Next Time. Get your playback device ready to go. I press play, and we'll tell you when the famous
Logo comes up
Batman
in color. We've already seen, so we have to go through the.
I still fucking give it up for
So far
whoever
we have
cut
seen-
that circle. It was damned impressive.
Yeah. Here's Bonnie again.
Here comes the dead cat shot. They're like, you're fired. She's like, why? She was like,
There's
my
a reason we never
character-
saw Bonnie again on the
my
show.
character's secretly cruel. Like, and I think I played it honestly. I think I should be given, credit for playing the character in an interesting way.
Interesting little backstory. Julie Newmar, in this first couple of episodes, thought the Catwoman costume was too loose on her.
What?
Yes. So she actually...
There's no imagination between her skin and that costume.
She didn't like the wrinkles. And so she had a meeting with costume for the next episode that she did and had them sew her into the costume. So
Every
it'd be
time.
more form-fitting, yes.
Time consuming, but the results were worth it.
Yes. What a payoff.
So that was not this episode.
No. So you'll notice her costume in this is a little bit looser than in the next upcoming Catwoman episodes.
And the other ones, that's when they get skin tight.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So at the end of the episode was this catastrophe, as we saw. Batman about to face down a tiger. Wow. So the whole opening sequence of the second episode is always just a flashback to the
We've already seen.
recap.
Yeah. You remember, it's a day apart.
Previously on.
So if someone was going to watch it on Wednesday, they didn't need that. But if you're just tuning into the Thursday show, you got to get caught up because you won't know what's happening.
For those who came in late.
Yes, exactly.
Boy, if they're coming in late, they have no idea what they're about to see.
They don't know what a hellcat she is.
They're
No
like,
pun
"Look,
intended.
I'll be honest with you. After those False Face episodes, I was turned off to the show. I did something else the next week. But then I heard Catwoman was something to see. So I decided to turn it. Holy shit, Batman's fighting a tiger. I'm back, baby. Look at this shit.
Right?
Man. Now, that's not Adam West.
No, it's not.
It's got to be the tiger trainer.
Must be. But still,
I mean,
it's a bad gig.
Especially for this show.
That is a bad gig.
Now, of all the shows you could put a line in the 60s, though, at least this show lives forever.
That's true.
But still, man, I mean,
They're dancing.
yeah, I mean, that's terrifying. But again, they seem like they're friends in real life. They do. Like, if you know a thing or two about, look, we have all watched The Tiger King.
They're playing.
This is it. There he is, the
Yes.
Tiger King himself. Oh, cut to the close-up. And what does he decide to do? How does he get out of this, Ralph?
Oh, Kevin, it's ingenious.
Does he pull something out of his utility belt?
Well, could be. Could be. He pulls a couple things out.
Get out of here. Well, you know what you're supposed to do. Jam your finger up the animal's ass.
I don't think he does that.
Well,
He gets out the bat claws.
The fuck are those? What?
Bat claws. He's going to climb the wall.
Oh, I remember this shit.
So he can stay above the tiger
Oh, my God,
by
dude. Now,
sheer force of his arm power.
do those exist anywhere?
No.
It's surprising he's got any arm power left. He had to hold those fucking doors open, hold the walls apart.
He's in
Like
perfect
fucking
physical
Samson.
specimen.
Little
He's what I'm going to be once that GoFundMe page goes through.
He's not even
A perfect physical
trying,
specimen.
like, hanging from this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at it. He's holding himself up with those muscles.
Wait till he does with one hand.
Are you shitting me?
I shit you're not.
I mean, this lady's got problems, dude. I don't like to feed into any stereotypes about, like, women are crazy, but, like, this is, like, make up your mind. Come down off the fence. If you like the guy so much, you want to keep talking to him, like, invite him in. Have a drink with him. Never mind the old men that you're hanging out with.
No, she knows ultimately he will always try to keep her between her and her ill-gotten gains, and she's more in love with Cash than she is him.
Meanwhile, who's Cash? I'd like to meet him.
The money.
What,
Bad earplugs.
now what's that going to do?
Well, he's going to put them on. He's going to plug his ears.
Showed us first. But what will that do?
Well, he's got to have them in place when he pulls out his bat communicator
Oh, because fucking
his utility belt.
He's going to scare the tiger away.
He's not going to scare it.
He's going to kill it.
He's going to look at him holding on with one hand.
Oh my God. They're not even trying at this point to expect
Bat communicator. And
right? Is that what's always been behind the fucking
Yes.
every time?
Yes.
First time they've shown it.
Yes, it is. There's a Hot Toys Adam West Batman figure that's got the utility belt where that thing flips open and it's underneath. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So wait, the high pitched sound tames the beast?
No, it shatters its eardrums. He turns it up to 20,000 decibels, and the tiger's sensitive ears can't take that sound, so it recoils into the corner, allowing Batman to run free.
Pretty fucking cruel.
It's either him or the tiger, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough.
I mean,
and it's Tiger's
self-defense.
too.
It is. He didn't want to be there. Catwoman put him in there.
Tiger was like, I was in the jungle.
Minding my own
It
business.
was amazing. I had my own existence. I was a king. Maybe not the lion, but whatever the fuck. And then Annette. And suddenly, Gotham City, working for some crazy lady who won't just kill her food. It's crazy. What's this? A lot of stickers this episode.
It's the Batman logo.
Is that to find his way in the dark?
No, it's so he
It's
can.
like a top finder, so in case the fire department comes.
He's in a maze, so he needs to know if he comes back through that way again, he'll see the sticker, so he'll know he's already been there through that hallway.
I guess she's got a lot
It's a
of
labyrinth.
real estate and property because she's rich.
It's an old defunct warehouse. Nobody was using it. You can monkey around.
She certainly had enough time to hang some fucking draperies. Huh?
She did.
Good Lord.
And install some movable walls with rubber spikes.
I mean, that was
That put her over budget, I think.
With a gun to my head, I never would have remembered that they were rubber spikes.
That's crazy.
It's crazy that they went with that. It's crazy that they were like, oh, that's not the trap. Oh, that's not the trap. The trap is he's going to face a fucking tiger.
See? He's been through that way already.
Oh, good thing the top finder's up there, man. Fire department's like, where's Batman? The fire broke out. We came to get you out first.
This is a good one, too.
My parents put a top finder on their window as well when we were kids. So I'm like, doesn't that defeat the purpose? And we all have top finders. And my parents were like, look, sometimes you kids sleep in here. Where'd the second tiger come
Two
from?
more tigers.
Jesus, man. So
We're a lot of tigers.
she is the original Tiger Queen. This is what's her face. What's her name?
It's Carol Baskin.
There she is right there. She's just like, hello, all you cool cats and kittens. I've got 3 fucking tigers, and I'm literally going to feed this boy to a tiger. Now, again, how old is he?
He is 15 years old at this point in the series.
She's going to feed a teenager to 2 tigers.
Yes.
Like that would lead the news even in the Trump era.
That's true. That would catch somebody's
This
attention.
got out, and then they were like, we caught her, and get this. She fed a 15-year-old boy to 2 tigers.
Yeah.
And 2 old men helped and watched. One was really tall. One was not.
Now, this is ingenious. She measures his exact weight
Yeah.
and puts that equal balance of weight in sand on the other end of this plank. So he's perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
And then she pulls out the stopper and the sand slowly comes out of that canister until he's heavier than the sand, and then he plummets into the pit of hungry tigers.
This show, I forgot, was about the Spanish Inquisition. This is so fucking convoluted. It's like somebody watched the first 17 episodes or 18 episodes of Batman and was like, let's just do all traps this week. This is the all berries episode of Batman 66.
You're right.
Where they were just like, get rid of the Captain Crunch. Give them what they want.
All
berries.
sugar.
Yeah,
all
fuck.
treats.
What are you, crazy? Just red and blue the whole fucking time. Yeah, really not much of a plot beyond she stole some statues and they were like, we should get her. And now both of these fuckers are like, we should have stayed home.
She's thinking if she can't get rid of Batman and Robin, she'll never be able to get to her treasure. She's got a point.
That sand's going out a little too fast, man. And she's going to make the mistake all villains make.
Doesn't stick around.
If you are that cruel, where you went through the fucking trouble of inventing this and shit like that, you wouldn't want to stay to watch the last part?
She doesn't like the sight of blood, she said.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Well, I cry horse shit on that. She's what? She's that sociopathic where she's
These guys are going to watch
murder,
that.
but not blood. Yeah, these dudes are jerking off while it happens. These dudes are like fucking Homelander at the end of fucking season 2, just standing on the top of the building jerking off. These guys are fucking nuts, dude. They're like bloodthirsty. They're like, yeah, eat that boy. Eat that boy. That's crazy. Thank God Batman's around to save the kid.
It's funny because many episodes later, King Tut does it almost exactly the same trap for Robin, only with crocodiles.
Stock footage crocodiles?
Yes.
Rip off.
Right.
Look at these fucking dudes. Like, oh my God, it's going to happen soon. I'm going to come when he drops. I'm holding off until he fucking drops. Once I hear this fucking snap of the jaws, that's when I'm going to reach fucking the height. I'm going to fucking right into the pit. And it's going to land on the
There we go. A little bat rope action.
Oh shit! Him doing what him do in the comics, landing on a teeter-totter, nearly killing them both. And then this old man literally tries to beat up the 15-year-old boy. Like, it wasn't bad enough that they, you can make the argument that look, we just stood by and watched while the lady tried to kill the boy. But this fucker's literally trying to strangle the boy.
Choke him out. Yes.
That's crazy, dude. That's like,
Well, he's on the wrong side of the team. That's all.
Like, he's like, I will send you to a dark place. And then Batman rescued him. Batman got fucking bitch slapped right across the face. But crack. Robin lands on the dude's back, but it doesn't do enough good. And if I'm Robin, I'm jumping on that tall dude and fucking clawing his eyes out, being like, you tried to kill me, you fuck. I'm pulling out my bat ear fucking suppressants and jamming them in his throat. Do any of these fuckers get tossed to the tigers?
Sadly, no.
I mean, who introduces a tiger and doesn't let it eat a single person?
Well, it's still for kids, Kevin.
Yeah.
Can't really have disemboweled bodies being flown about by tigers.
But bad guys deserve it.
Yeah, well.
Bad boys.
All
What
right.
you going to do?
All right.
What you going to do when the tiger eats you?
All right, Scott Snyder.
That's when you've learned the lesson of, look at that shit. Batman holding him up over the edge, dude. Is that what's happening right now?
No, he's just keeping him at bay.
I don't know, dude. It clearly looked like he was pulling him up to the ledge to be like, have the dude be like, what are you? And he was like, I'm Batman.
Tell your friends.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me. Did he ask for a favor? It's not the line, is it?
I forget how it goes now.
He goes, don't kill me, man. No, I'm not going to kill you. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
Is that the line?
I think so. I'm not going to kill you. I want you to tell all your friends about me. What are you? I'm Batman. That was pretty close, I think.
You say so.
I think. Gotta go back and watch it. I'm like Alan Moore. The last fucking superhero movie I watched was Batman in 1989.
They got the cats back. That's all that matters.
Shit, after all that, I would hope so. They literally almost died 9 times.
But Mark Andrews gets his cats back. So
For
as long
fucking
as rich
insurance
people
scam.
get their property back, that's
I
all that
know.
matters.
But I mean, look, it's a fucking millionaire protecting other millionaires. We know who Batman works for.
That's true.
Not for you and me.
Nope.
He works for
It's always
fucking
for the
dudes,
1%.
all white-haired dudes that all look the same in a cabal of fucking make Gotham great again.
In an outtake they never used, Adam improvised the line, "Careful, Robin. Don't hold that pussy too close to your face."
No.
Yeah. And they didn't.
That didn't make the
They
cut?
didn't let that fly. No.
Shocking.
It was
How about when
radioactive.
Commissioner Gordon just looked right down the barrel.
He breaks the fourth wall several times.
What
in
is
the
that
series.
about? Who's he talking to?
To
Us,
you, the audience at home, saying
Me, the kid?
how lucky we are to have Batman.
I think I enjoyed that as a kid.
I did too.
Yeah. Felt like I was in on it.
Yeah.
So. But I'll be honest with you, anytime they cut away from these two, I was like, get back to those two.
Wow, your attention span was not admirable.
I liked people in garish costumes.
I liked the whole story. I liked it all.
Story. Like, I didn't want to spend any time with Commissioner Gordon. He looked like a grandparent. He looked like a relative. Like, these cats, they don't look like any relatives. Uncle Joe didn't dress like that.
Not that you know of.
My cousin Andrew didn't dress like fucking Robin. Oh, thank God. Look at that. That's their version of Wikipedia.
That's right.
The history of Gotham
That's
City.
Google right there.
So is the Court of Owls in that book?
Probably.
Does it
You
have
just never
all
got
the
to that
villains?
chapter.
Maybe that's like fucking, the book where they were like, let's go back and look at our first adventure with Catwoman, the one that we never bothered to share with this audience. They could have fucking done season 3 of just like flashbacks to like, they could have done a whole month of like, sweeps month, a sweeps week of like Secret Origins.
Or they could have done Batman the early years, like a CW version of Batman. He's like young and he's taking down sexy
like
villains for the
first.
first time.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Why don't they do that now? What's this?
She's waiting for her henchmen who were supposed to kill Batman and Robin.
Now, Catwoman in the comics did not look like this, right?
She did after this show.
After the show. But prior to this, she wore the dress.
She had a dress and a cape.
But after the show, they were like, how about
Catsuit.
And then at one point, of course, they moved away from this look because they were like, no way, man, no way.
Yeah.
No 66.
In the 60s, when they brought her back in the comics, she had a green costume, if you remember correctly. Yeah, but it was a catsuit, much like that one, with the same cat eye mask.
The mask.
Well. Yeah.
And the ears.
Mm-hmm.
Here they own it, where she's like, look, I'm wearing cat ears. My Catwoman is my shtick.
Right.
now they always try to find, like, Chris Nolan was like, well, when she puts up
The goggles have a shape
kinda
to
look like
it,
yours.
sort of.
And it's like, come on, man. Like, that's where you're going to draw the line? That's where you're like, oh, no one will believe that bullshit.
A guy can dress totally like a bat, but a woman. But we're only going to allude to the fact that a woman might be a little cat-ish.
I mean, who would wear cat ears to the scene of a crime? Now.
There's a guy with bat ears over there.
Shut up.
He's got a cape like wings.
Man, oh, man. You know, I'm not trying to be braggy, but I am rich enough to duplicate the black cat bat cape now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as a child, that's all I would have wanted. And I have a garage that all we use it for is the garbage. Why shouldn't it look like this?
You're asking the wrong guy. You're asking the wrong guy.
A town, by the way, where a lot of production designers are not at work right now.
You can do something to do.
I could probably get a bat cave in my basement for what? 5, 10 grand?
Sure.
I mean, not my basement, my garage. I don't have a basement. This is California. My garage. Like, you know, some of the gack, the poles.
Is the garage underneath this office?
Holy shit, bro.
Because then you just put a pole in.
On the floor.
You put a pole in and you're right down in there whenever you want to go.
Then all the bugs in the garage can come into my office. That'd be amazing. Rats could get in so much easier.
Well, here's an idea. Don't have rats and bugs in your garage.
Yeah, but we live in the fucking hills.
Well, when it's all bat caved up, you seal it up to make sure,
you know. Where are these fuckers fucking... Look, I live in the Hollywood Hills, and we've got fucking bugs, and we've had rats, like, in the Hollywood Hills come into the garage. These fuckers, they live almost in my neighborhood. They're off Mulholland. Where's all their fucking vermin in there?
They're so far down, subterranean-wise, that
they're like, this is where things go to die.
Rats and bugs don't go down
I'll tell
there.
You why? Because there's so much radiation in that chamber. That
it's killed off every small living thing there is.
Live there.
Oh, man.
God, it feels like we just saw this shot. Her sitting in the car with the whip, and then the van pulls up. And
he came back.
Boy, this tall dude is loyal as fuck. How much do you think? Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Mulholland's got to be Mulholland.
Yes.
How much do you?
There it is.
The treasure of the Manx, Captain Manx.
Captain Manx's treasure.
How much you think a henchman gets? Like, what is Stretch here? What's his?
What's he pulling down?
What's he get? Percentage?
I think he signs on for a percentage of the haul. Yeah, probably doesn't get paid out until the haul is completed.
So all that punching a Batman taking his life is on the hope that he's going to make 25%.
You got to believe in your criminal that you're serving, right?
I mean, I guess.
Do your homework. Do your due diligence.
At what point are you like, you know, we could have had the fucking treasure of Captain Manx a week ago if you weren't building death traps and fucking wasting all our time bat and mouse in it, man. Fucking fuck you and your deflator mouse bullshit. What is this now?
Well, do you think she's going to actually split the treasure with Leo?
Are you kidding me? She's going to fucking double cross her? Look at these explosions.
Yeah, she mined the road to the treasure.
I mean, she said, like, I'm smart. You know, she Fredoed it up at one point. She wasn't wrong.
No.
She's, like, very clever. Like, you know, the most methodical, planned out. What the fuck?
Flat tire because one of the bombs.
Even the Batmobile can suffer from that sort of thing?
Yeah, but the good news is
it'll self-inflate.
Automatic self-inflating tires. Yeah.
Oh, doesn't this exist in the real world?
It does now.
Are you kidding me?
Batman had it first.
They took something from Batman.
Yeah.
Repair device.
Look at that.
How amazing. All they had to do was use the same shot in reverse. And like we as kids were like, oh my God.
That's amazing. The air is going into the tire.
Good thing they went in the other direction. Hey, look, they finally changed the shot. She's not sitting on the fucking car.
Wow, man.
I mean, you know, you got to admit it was a little bit.
I could watch Julie Newmar sit in a car all day long.
The Batmobile, kind of the third star of the show.
Very much so.
In every episode,
yep,
plays a vital role. Gotham is a city.
Yes.
So, you know, you never see these fuckers really running around. They
nope.
Kinda, They got to drive to get there. He lives out in the Palisades, you know? He lives on Mulholland Drive. It takes a minute to get there.
And until my penis awoke, it was the sexiest thing on the show for me as a little kid.
Isn't there a fall at the end of this episode?
Maybe.
If I remember correctly from my Viewmaster viewing. So she did fucking double cross him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
leaving him behind.
See, they shouldn't show this to boys when we're kids, because what's the first thing it tells us as young people? We're like, don't trust women.
Can't trust a woman.
Unless they look like Aunt Harriet.
Especially when there's money involved.
Yeah, man, look at her. And this, I remember this. She's trying to get away, and that's when she does or doesn't fall.
That's right.
This was in the Viewmaster as well. They spent some loot on this fucking set.
Yeah.
Now, she's like lost as fuck. Batman, on the other hand, lives in a fucking cave.
I don't think that buys him any advantage.
He's got echolocation power.
No, he doesn't. He's not an actual bat.
Look at this. I do remember this. It's vividly coming back to me now.
There she is.
She's got to make a choice.
Dead end. Dead end.
Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant.
It's just her in front of a yawning chasm.
She can't.
With a beautiful mural of a cave behind her.
Oh no. Wow, man, she really misjudged that one.
She really did.
The cat in her name only goes so far. She was more woman than cat in that jump. And
all she has to do, Kevin, is let go of the treasure, and Batman will save her with the bat rope.
Look at her. She's like, I'm afraid.
She just has to let go of her ill-gotten gains.
I can't let go of it. Why?
Because of avarice, Kevin. Greed.
There's always more money. And also, by the way, it's just at the bottom of the pit. So your next caper is about going down the pit.
It's a bottomless pit.
Yeah, every pit's got a bottom.
So say you.
Don't do it.
Are you a spelunker?
I mean,
have you spelunked?
I've spent. Wow, look at this shit.
Gone.
Could you imagine?
Gone.
Like you can't spend it in hell.
Plummeting to her death.
Look at and by the way, traumatizing the 15-year-old boy in the process, where he's like, "Why do we do this?"
Yeah, he's rattled.
This is the second woman I've watched die. Wasn't he around for the Atomic Pile woman as well?
No, he wasn't there for that one.
You probably heard about it from Tall Man. He was like, you might want to watch your step. There's some bones in the Atomic Pile. He's going, by the way, take this tube to the back of the car and plug it in. Don't put on the anti-radiation suit. It's a waste of time. Gloves. Go ahead. Put on the gloves.
That's why Batman had so many Robins. They were always expendable. They were the ones.
Oh, and he found a cat.
Yeah, it's hers.
I remember that. So she's gone, but the cat is there. And doesn't he say something about, like, she perhaps has 9 lives?
Mm-hmm. Cats are supposed to have 9 lives.
They're still back at this chess game.
Well, that's a tough one.
That's the kind of rich you
Tall
want.
Man.
Yeah, there he is. Where is Tall Man? The fucking Slender Man appears out of nowhere, tells them to kill somebody in their sleep and shit. What, like, that's the kind of rich you want to be. Like, where you could get in shape, like you work out a few hours a day. The rest of the time you're playing 4D chess with your youthful ward.
Wearing an ascot and a cardigan.
Fuck yeah, man. You're like, I'm so hot. I'm going to get hot by wearing. And then, of course, you need this.
You need Aunt Harriet
you need
bouncing
an old
around.
lady around the house. It's this infernal cat. If I'm him, I'm like, look, the cat has more of a reason to be here than you do.
He performs a function.
Yeah, the cat is a reminder of good things for me. You are like here because why? Why, Harriet?
You're a money suck and
It's
a time
Aunt
suck, Harriet.
I'm not your aunt. I'm not even your fucking friend. Cat, I like more. That's it? That's the whole adventure?
That's the end.
Did they ever? Yeah.
Next week, the return of the penguin.
You
You didn't like the penguin last time.
But by this point, you know.
Like, oh, penguin, he just had an umbrella store. You were bitching about the penguin last
I had to
time.
sit through 2 episodes of False Face and fucking one of Merciful Minerva. Like,
2 of Zelda the Great.
Yeah, 2 of them. Fuck. I'll take Penguin any day of the week, man. That was a dazzling debut for the famous feline Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Newmar absolutely crushed it. Naturally, I couldn't hear the performance, but that says even more about the performance. If you can't hear it, you can still see it.
She brought a lot to the visuals.
Yeah, man, dazzling stuff. And by the way, when they did Catwoman in the movies, when Michelle Pfeiffer played her, they like went beat for beat. They were like, give her a whip, give her a skin tight outfit.
Yeah.
The one thing they did do was give her an origin story that these cats didn't.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's
Gave her ears.
Gave her the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim Burton. He wasn't like, I got to figure out how to explain the ears.
I need a realistic way for her to have cat ears.
Yeah,
no, he's
say
like,
what you
put
will
these
about
ears on.
fucking Tim Burton shit, but like, at least he was like, in for a penny, in for a pound.
He played the game.
Yeah, fucking like, this guy's got clown makeup on. This guy's got tall ears.
You know the penguin? I'm going to literally make him a penguin.
That's true, man. Good point. He's like, you know what's weak sauce? A dude in a tux going wah, wah, wah. You know what's metal and dark? An abandoned baby.
A deformed, abandoned baby who lives in the sewers.
And claims his revenge. And you're almost happy for him. Like he was thrown away.
Yeah.
This whole thing's a metaphor for abortion. Like, whoa, bro, we're trying to sell Happy Meal toys here, man.
Oswald Cobblepot is the unborn child in all of us.
But it was a simpler time, Batman 66.
Indeed.
When the Penguin didn't stand for anything but good
greed.
times.
Greed.
Yeah, fucking avarice. They're all so greedy, these fuckers.
That's their main motivation, yes.
I'm starting to sense a theme, and I want to see if you can co-sign this.
All right.
Crime doesn't pay.
It sure doesn't, Kevin.
Now, all these fuckers get foiled.
Yep.
So far as we've watched this show, not a one of them have gotten away with it, so to speak.
Not a single dime?
She came close, and then she died.
Yeah, she had she made that leap across that chasm, who knows? Could have been a different story.
Should have thrown the jewels first, then tried the leap.
See? That's why you'd make an excellent supervillain, because you're always thinking.
Or, fucking back against the wall, what most animals do, go feral.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would have been a much more dramatic ending. Instead of trying to leap, she was just like, now I have no choice but to kill you both.
She just bared her teeth and started hacking at them with her claws.
Fucking like first went for the little one, the 15-year-old boy who she had showed zero compunction about killing before.
That's true.
So she's like, I've got the diamond cut claws. All I have to do is flick his fucking jugular.
Right.
He'll slowly bleed out. The fucking Batman will probably try to help him. And while he's doing that, I'll get the drop on him. And
right.
Put my finger up his ass like he did to my tiger. That's what you do with wild animals.
That's not what happened at all.
Pretty sure that's what you're supposed to do.
She'll probably push him into the chasm, though.
Yeah, like spin him off into the chasm.
Listen to him plummet.
A woman who, throughout the 2 episodes, was like, "I'm going to kill you 6 different ways." Like when it came to it, was like, "I'm going to jump." So,
fight or flight, man. She chose flight.
I guess so. The character arc's not quite there.
Yeah.
They don't explain how she comes back.
No.
There's no like, well, you seem to have survived that fucking treacherous fall.
No, they do actually. When next time she shows up, they say, I thought we had seen the last of her or something. And then he says, cats had multiple lives or something.
Did they do any continuity in this show? Like, I faced down with you, last time you put us in a birthday cake, you fuck.
No, they don't reference any prior
episodes?
They reference prior meetings, but they never reference prior details of
we saw.
No.
So many missed opportunities.
That's just not the way television worked in the 60s, Kevin. Every episode was self-contained, largely for the purpose of syndication, so you could show them out of order and nobody would be lost.
But in a world where they're always being like, we've seen this fucker before.
That's the catch-all. That just
one more. Like, people who had never seen the other episodes wouldn't be lost. They wouldn't be like, what do you mean? What happened?
They would be like, remember that cave? And they'd be like, what cave? What are they talking about? I don't remember any cave. I didn't see the cave one. This way, there's no questions.
I love your take on the fucking people of the 60s. We're like, what do you mean cave? I didn't see no cave. Fucking look, the cave's going. Like,
I'm not watching this shit. I got to know about the cave.
They're like, there's fucking revolution going on in the streets right outside your house. You're worried about the fucking cave?
That's why they didn't put any continuity in the episodes. You could just come home from a hard day at the mill. You put your feet up, crack open a cold one, and just watch Batman for half an hour without having to think.
What fucking mill?
The old stone ground flour mill.
Oh my God. So you come home, you got the white lung, the flower lung.
That's right. Not even
You
bothering
take
to
a
rinse
shower.
off. I'm not rinsing off. I'm just sitting down
You're not rinsing.
on the couch. I'm so tired I can't even shower.
Your wife's like, go outside, you use the outdoor shower.
God, will she leave me the fuck alone? Like, I don't have enough of this at work. Now I got to come home and be bitched at by you.
Use the outdoor shower, and then you can watch your programs.
Give me my ice cold Schaefer and turn on the Batman. Leave me alone, woman. Because Schaefer's the one beer to have when you're having more than one. And that's what I'm going to have tonight, more than one. Get my ass chewed out by the flower boss all day long. Not going to come home to your nonsense.
Fucking flower boss.
Got Pillsbury up my ass 10 hours a day.
Bill's buried in the shit.
I feel like the fucking doughboy himself's been jammed up my asshole. I gotta come home and listen to you bark at me. Where's my Swansons? Get that Salisbury steak out of the oven. And I hope they don't bring up some cave from some other episode. Because I don't want to think. I just want to be entertained.
They better not. They better not reference that.
If they reference another episode, I'm going to put my fist right through that fucking television set. I will put my boot right through that Philco.
Hey, Catwoman. Bring my shaver.
Oh, Christ.
Delightful. Well, kids, we watched more Batman. God, that was hysterical. Oh, do you think that happened anywhere? Was there any mill worker who was that diligent about watching Batman that it was worth fighting his wife over?
Maybe.
What time is Batman on?
7:30.
Fuckers get home at 7:30 at night.
Yes, it's a long day at the mill. I told you.
What time did he start? Noon?
Oh,
7 to 7.
5 a.m.
This fucker works 18-hour days.
That flour's not going to mill itself. You want some baker screaming at you, where's my flour?
He gets 6 hours to himself to sleep.
All he wants is to watch a little Batman and go to bed.
He watches Batman. Oh. Oh my God. What a hellish job.
Oh, it's the worst.
I mean, fucking no wonder the dude just wants to watch his
Do
program.
not want to be out there grinding flour for a living.
How many days a week was Batman on? 2?
2, yeah.
What days?
Wednesdays and Thursdays.
The best days of that guy's
Oh,
life.
he lived. Fuck the weekend. All he wanted was his Wednesday and Thursday nights.
He always wished that they put it on Friday and Saturday nights. That would have been perfect.
At least he could sleep in afterwards. But now he had to get up, do it all over again. That one little respite of that trip to Gotham City was all he lived for. Everything else was sheer hell.
If only they would invent a machine where I could somehow watch it again.
If I could just keep it. If I could just hold on to it and then watch it at my leisure, maybe at a later day and time. Oh, what am I thinking? That's just the flour talking.
We'll be flying around in cars before that ever happens.
Oh, man. Danny, why do you let yourself have these flights of fancy?
I should write a story about this. I used to write stories when I was a kid.
And as a kid.
I was good at it. What happened to me? Maybe that's why I like this Batman so much. Take your shower. Oh.
Keep at it. Keep at it.
You're breaking my concentration and my balls.
Oh, wish I had one of those tigers now.
Catwoman had it right. You put a tiger under the floor, you built this fucking trapdoor.
All your problems go away.
When she comes at you with flower shower, you press a button. She gets, she don't die right away. She gets to pick one of two doors. One's Robin, the other certain death.
I'm not an animal. Fair's fair. Giving her a sporting chance.
What are you talking about in there?
Nothing.
Fucking just Schaefer. What was the slogan?
Schaefer. The one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Was that a real thing?
All those references were
so irresponsible.
were correct from the 60s. Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Schaefer, I want so many. Oh my God. That's phenomenal. Fucking it was worth the trip to Gotham City for that alone. I want to meet that guy. Who'd he grow up to be? If that was him in 65.
That was him grown up, son. That's the sad note.
That's old man. Look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Did he have a kid?
He was already dead and he didn't even know it.
How old was he?
Oh, he was 59.
So he had grown-up kids, teenage kids?
Oh, they left years ago. Never hears from the girl.
He's still at the mill and he's in his near 60s?
What else are you going to do? He's lucky he's got that.
He's like out of a Sting song, this guy. Is this a British mill?
He's looking.
This is America.
No, it's America. God damn it.
What state?
He's just looking for 62 so he can finally cash out and get that pension and that gold watch.
That's when the mill lets you go at 62.
Yeah, 62 is the end of it. It's a young man's game, Flower.
It gets in your lungs. And
oh, yeah.
You need fresh lungs for Flower.
Nah, you're coughing up muffins for the rest of your life.
So I'm sorry, your husband works in the floral industry?
No. Flour that you eat, dummy.
Not that pussy shit.
Flowers.
The real flower.
Flowers that people need, not the ones that they want. Real flour. These people fed.
Dolores, when I hear you defend me to your friends, I say, why can't you be that person when they're not around?
Who's that woman? I don't recognize her. She's never in the same room as I am. Only on the phone and down the hall.
All this drama around Batman.
Got one good thing in my life. One goddamn good thing. And I can't even get the peace and quiet for that.
After 30 years, Dolores, you gotta realize flower shower, Batman always gonna win. It's a good show. If you just watch it with me. She would never watch it with me.
No. No, it's kid stuff. She'd wail. But her daytime shows with that crap, oh, that's drama. That's television.
They've gotten into fights over her soaps versus his Batman.
What's the difference?
Programs versus his program.
What's the difference? She's got stories. I got stories.
He thinks his stories are the same as ours. Ours are about real things. People getting divorced, kids, dating other races, like soap operas. What do they got to deal with on the Batman show?
Oh, crime? That's not real? That's not a real thing? Crime?
Crime. The guy's bald. Why is that a crime? Why does that make him a bad guy? He's bald. My father's bald. Why is he egghead? Why is that a bad thing? They've all got such problems. Did anyone ever think about maybe if Batman went away, they wouldn't have all these costume freaks? Maybe he makes it okay.
That's your answer. That's your answer. Make the good guy go away. Yeah, just like you want me to go away. I'm not going anywhere.
I don't want you to go anywhere. I just want you to grow up finally.
Oh, I'm plenty grown. My whole life is grown-up stuff.
You got a good life. We have a good family. You've done good. And you're at the mill. She's realizing that the fight went too far. He's got two Schaefer's in him. He's going to get sad. So she
Trying to talk him off the ledge. It's okay, honey. You can watch your Batman.
He's like, why didn't you just do that?
Like I know the story now. With you yammering in my ear, I don't know who Captain Manx is. I don't know why he buried the treasure.
Wait, did she just die? Oh, Christ.
I didn't even see her go in the goddamn hole.
You know, if you were just going to come around and say that you were sorry, why did you start anything in the first place while my program was on?
Wait for a goddamn commercial.
Your program's on while I'm at work.
You watch uninterrupted. And all the privacy you want.
When I'm at work for 18 hours, you get all the program watching you want uninterrupted. That's all I ask for Batman. Just give me my time. Don't be flower showering me. Don't be, this one didn't call. That one said this. For 1.5 hour, I don't care, Dolores. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, I could care less. I could give two fucks about anything.
I go to a different place.
I know you can't understand this, Dolores, but it's a magical place.
I'm not even asking you to understand. I'm just asking you to give me 30 minutes of life.
Have I ever cheated on you? No, right? I've never asked for nothing.
I give you everything there is to give.
I just want this.
I just want Batman.
I need this. I never told you this, but I used to write stories when I was a boy, and they were like these.
I read the funny pages.
And I asked myself, Dolores, if I kept writing the stories, would I be making the shows instead of making the flower? Every day I make the fucking flower, and
I got you knocked up at 16, and I've been paying the price for the rest of my life. When is it my turn, Dolores? When is it mine? Well, the show's over. I'm gonna go take a flower shower. I gotta be up in 6 hours.
5 at that point.
Oh, the sad life of Danny and Dolores.
As he heads out to take the outdoor shower, she's like, you could have just did this right at the start and not missed your show. He's like, I heard that.
Oh, man.
P.S. The outdoor shower, cold as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
No hot water.
Oh, you don't want to be out there in February. Ugh.
He is the coal miner of flower millers.
He is.
He's got the flower lung, the white lung.
He's got the white lung.
Lung.
Yeah. Call it coughing up muffins.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was a true portrait of Americana circa 1965.
That's right.
And honestly, if you're married, timeless.
Yeah. That little vignette has legs. Oh, man.
Wasn't quite as porn as I would have liked. There it is, kids. Did you have a good time? Fucking of course you did. I did, so I don't give a fuck about anybody else. Look, I came. I hope you had a good time, too. I put a lot of work in.
If not, I'll get you next time.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know I tried. I gave it the college fucking try. But I'm done. I'm spent. I had a great time. I'm going to tell all my friends how awesome you are. If you had a good time, it's because the guy across from me knows so much about fucking Batman. And then when he's done telling you the factoids and shit, he fucking brings you to funny with the life of
Little theater.
a little fucking flower miller who just wanted his program, just wanted to enjoy his program in peace. Give it up for the great Ralph Garman.
And let's hear it from my bestest bat buddy and Babble brother, Mr. Kevin Smith.
And that is Hollywood Babble-On for this week. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Ralph Garman.
Babble the fuck off. Good night, Hollywood.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.